I'm Mark Sardella. Today is May 14th, 2008, and this is Local Energy News. I'd like to welcome all of you to this first edition of our program, where we'll be discussing energy news from around the world with a focus on community efforts to become more self-reliant in meeting energy needs. We'll follow the development of best policies and practices for producing energy locally, how to create local jobs and community wealth by keeping energy dollars circulating in the local economy. And we'll show you ways that your community can avoid the hardships that higher energy costs create. We'll also look at policies and practices that are inhibiting communities from creating self-reliance as the big power players work to keep us connected to centrally controlled energy systems that no longer serve the needs of our communities or our planet. First, the news. Crude oil reached another record high yesterday, trading at nearly $127 per barrel on the New York Mercantile Exchange, before closing slightly below $126 per barrel. The price of crude has risen 80% since 1 year ago, when it traded at just $70 per barrel. The U.S. imports about 10 million barrels per day, paying $1.25 billion each day to foreign, multinational, and state-owned oil companies around the world. Petrodollars are now leaving the U.S. faster than at any time in our history. 1 year ago, the U.S. paid just $700 million per day for foreign oil. Even as the heating season draws to a close, natural gas prices continue their upward push. The cost of the heating fuel, in use by roughly half of U.S. households, is now 40% higher than it was at the peak of the heating season. Overall, the cost to heat a home with natural gas was up about 2.5% over last year's heating season, but data from the nonprofit Local Energy here in Santa Fe shows that the cost of heating with natural gas has been rising at an average rate of 12.6% per year for the last 10 years. Heat from natural gas now costs households more than $14 per million BTU, and total residential expenditures for the fuel now exceed $60 billion per year in the United States. Local Energy and economist Michael Schuman reported that in communities served by investor-owned utilities, only about 15% of the money households spend on natural gas stays in the local community, with the other 85 cents of every dollar flowing to non-local investors. Now, some commentary. Today's news stories highlight two key reasons that communities are taking a closer look at energy localization. Import substitution has long been recognized as a way to give a local economy a boost, because when money is spent on a locally produced item, that money continues to circulate in the local economy, increasing what is known as the multiplier effect. The more times a dollar is traded within a community, the greater the impact that dollar has on the local economy. Now consider the impact of applying this principle of import substitution to energy. Imagine, for example, that the city of Santa Fe carried out its plan to heat its downtown with local fuels, instead of continuing to import natural gas. Remember that natural gas heating costs are rising at 12.6% per year, and that 85 cents of every dollar spent on natural gas leaves the local community. When city residents and businesses begin buying heat from locally owned energy companies using local fuels, some interesting changes occur. First, the exporting of energy dollars, which was rising exponentially, stops. Next, those same energy dollars are instead spent on a local product that yields a higher economic multiplier. So stopping an exponential loss and redirecting the money to a higher impact purchase creates a compound multiplier benefit that is far more significant than either benefit taken individually. The best story of success with this technique comes to us from Güssing, Austria, where in 1988, Peter Vidash and two of his friends conducted a study to find out how fast money was leaving Güssing to pay for energy supplies from outside the community. In 1992, Vidash was elected mayor after running on a platform to create jobs by stopping the leakage of energy dollars. By 1996, he had completed the first phase of the town's biomass-fired district energy system, fueled by wood waste from a local forestry cooperative, and the availability of affordable heat created more than 1,000 jobs as businesses moved in and the community grew. Güssing became an example of how energy projects could be structured to benefit the local economy, and the tiny town has now become a major center for renewable energy research. For more on the economic benefits of energy localization, the story of Goosing and the success they had there, and for a full report on Santa Fe, New Mexico's opportunity to follow suit, check out our website at localenergynews.org. I'm Mark Sardella. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.